Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're diving into something really cool called the Fixt-it Circle. It's this incredible blueprint for how communities can really take charge and build a better future.
All right, so let's just jump right in with a pretty wild question. It might sound a bit out there, but seriously, can a bunch of teenagers in New York City who are basically just keeping track of building repairs really have an impact on climate resilience, like on a global scale?
And this emblem, it just perfectly captures what they're all about. You've got the profile of a young person, the tools of the trade, a wrench, a screwdriver, and the building they're caring for. It's this amazing mix of community, real-world skills, and a plan to get things done.
So, that big question we just asked, the answer is a huge yes. And how they do it? Well, that's the magic. They've built this new model that takes everyday stuff, simple actions, and transforms them into something they call sacred stewardship. It's a total game changer in how you think about this kind of work.
Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty of how this actually works. It all starts with this core idea, turning a simple repair into a meaningful ritual.
And listen to the language here. This is what's so fascinating. This isn't just a, hey guys, let's fix this thing kind of meeting. This quote is pulled straight from their actual ceremonial script. So right from the get-go, they're framing it as a circle of care, clarity, and stewardship. Those words are chosen very, very carefully, and they set the tone for absolutely everything.
All right, so the core unit, the team that's actually out there doing the work, is called the Fixt-it Circle.
And it's not a free-for-all. Every circle has 5 very specific honored roles. You've got the youth scout, who's on the lookout for safety issues, the steward recorder, who keeps the official stewardship ledger. Then there's the elder guide, bringing that deep wisdom and historical context. The connector is the one who keeps all the tenants in the loop. And of course, the repair captain, who actually coordinates the physical fixes. The key here is that everyone has a clear, important job.
So to get all this done, they use something they call the Tenant Defense Toolkit. Now, I know what you're thinking. That name sounds a little intense, right? But the tools are actually all about communication and collaboration. We're talking about a building logbook to track everything, a super simple clarity sheet so residents know what's up, a weekly stewardship walk to keep eyes on things, and a unity notice posted in the lobby. It's all about creating trust by being organized and transparent.
And look, this isn't just some theory. This is real. The source material points to a specific ground zero for this work, an apartment in the Bronx that serves as the main office. It really grounds the whole thing, makes it tangible.
But it goes even deeper than just getting the work done. It's about honoring the work. And that brings us to this really cool idea of earning badges of stewardship. It's how they turn a simple task into something that feels more like a rite of passage.
And this right here, this sums up the whole philosophy perfectly. On the left, you've got your practical tools, right? The wrench, the screwdriver. But on the right, you have the symbols, the badges. In this world, a tool for repairs and a ceremonial scroll, they have the exact same weight. It's where the practical becomes sacred. Let's take a closer look at one of these. This is the Flood Resilience Badge. You earn it for lifting the soil and guiding the waters, basically for gardening and water management. But look closer, it's not just about gardening. They explicitly connect that very local act to these massive global goals, like the UN's goal for climate action. That's the secret sauce, connecting the tiny action to the huge vision.
So this whole thing is built on this one core idea, sacred stewardship. What does that mean? It's the belief that when you do these practical things, fix a leak, pull some weeds, you're not just doing a chore. You're actually caring for your community's legacy, for its future. That shift in perspective, that's what turns a boring task into a real calling.
And man, the language they use, it's just so powerful. Just listen to this. It's from one of their opening ceremonies. Each act of care is a covenant. Each plant protected is a promise kept. Come on. That takes fixing a leaky pipe to a whole different, almost spiritual level.
Okay, so we've got the local picture, right? We see how the circles work. Now, let's pull the camera back and see how these little local groups connect to form a massive global network.
It all starts in a place like the Bronx and stretches all the way across the world to partners in the Philippines.
So you're probably wondering, how on earth do they coordinate all of this globally? The answer is almost shockingly simple. It's Google Groups. Yeah, that's it. It's free, it's easy, and it acts as their ceremonial bulletin board. It's how someone in New York can connect with a partner in the Philippines, and it's where they keep this amazing searchable history of all their work. It's proof that you don't need fancy tech to do amazing things.
And this isn't just happening whenever.
It's all incredibly intentional. Take a look at this timeline for 2026. You can see how they plan out these ceremonial acts all year long. There's a diaspora bridge activation in February connecting NYC and the Philippines, then a local project in April. It's this really cool rhythm that shifts between local focus and global connection.
Now, I love this quote because it adds this whole other layer. With all this talk of ceremony and badges, you might think it's all for show, but then you see this. Earn in private, win in public. The scoreboard will do the talking. It tells you that underneath all the ritual, there's a serious heads-down work ethic. It's about getting the job done, quietly and effectively.
So where's all this going? What's the end game? Let's tie it all together. The ultimate vision here is, well, it's about building a resilient legacy, not just in one place, but for communities all over the world.
And the climate part of this? It boils down to some pretty basic science, the carbon cycle. The whole idea is that by taking care of local ecosystems, even a tiny garden in a city, you're helping to balance out this enormous global system. That's the science that connects planting a seed in the Bronx to the health of the entire planet.
And that brings us back to this idea from soil to scroll, which just perfectly wraps everything up. Every single little act of local stewardship, whether it's working with the soil, documenting a repair, or creating that ceremonial scroll, it all adds up. It all contributes to this huge global legacy of climate resilience.
So when you look at all this, it really proves one thing. Huge, massive change can start with the smallest, most thoughtful actions. And that really just leaves one final question for all of us, right? What small act of stewardship can you begin today?